We've got some great news to share with everyone that happened this week. And I do believe it's both our upgrades, mate. Both our upgrades.
Yes. Do you love to travel?
Do you love road trips?
Do you love finding hidden treasures in towns all over the USA? Hi, I'm Joshua.
And I'm Craig. Welcome to Treasures of Our Town. It's the podcast that explores unique and charming towns scattered throughout the United States.
Guided by our love for location-based games like geocaching, join us into venturing to some of the country's most intriguing destinations, uncovering hidden gems and local secrets along the way.
On today's episode, Josh, this is so close to my heart. When you said to me, we're going to talk about this, I thought to myself, oh, Josh, you're really tugging on my heartstrings here. Basically, we're going to talk about traveling guided by your love of beer today.
Beer or breweries.
Yeah, and beer or beer. Like, it's up to you. So
Beer.
Beer.
Yes. Beer or beer.
That's the one. That's the one. Oh, mate. So first and foremost, though, we've got to get to, we've got some, you and I think, personally, we've got some great news to share with everyone that happened this week. And I do believe it's both our upgrades, mate. Both our upgrades.
Yes. We finally get to announce it. We've known this for about 3 weeks now.
I know.
And, when we did our last Gilby show, we talked about that's where we were filming our Geocaching International Film Festival submission. Both of us have been finalists at one time or another. Craig has been a finalist now 6 times.
6 times.
That's got to be a record, Craig. You are the king. You are the king of GIF.
But I don't get any gifts for it. So I'm actually still quite humble in regards to it as well. When it did be announced, Josh, that you and I were finalists, we are both excited for it. We're both happy for it. We're both pleased about it. I told some people, and some people weren't even like phased by it. They're like, "Yeah, we knew you go in the final." I'm like, "Don't be," and they're like. Scott Burks, I'll shout him out. Scott Burks especially. He said to me, Craig, surely you would have known that you and Josh together combined now, you're definitely going to be in the final. I go, you're not guaranteed, Scott. It's never guaranteed. And so I never guarantee anything in my life, Josh. That's one thing I do is that I live by day. I mean, that's part of my van life as well. And we're going to talk more about that in today's episode. But living day by day, you have a different outlook on life. You know what I mean? You don't, because you think about it. If you and I were going, oh yeah, we're definitely going to be in it, and then we weren't, then can you imagine how much of a downplay that is? How you come off that you fall, literally you fall off that cliff. Whereas if you're hopeful, and you don't make it, then you get, oh gosh darn, I missed out. You know what I mean? It's not as bad. The fall isn't as bad. So
so we had we reasonably had our hopes up.
Absolutely.
We were confident.
Yes.
And here's the bottom line. We were really proud.
Yeah.
Like a person is proud of their town.
Oh, wow.
We were really proud of this
gift.
Submission.
You get in early again today. Jeez.
Well, have to get it in there. I don't want to forget.
Like I have in the past. So a big shout out and big thank you to everyone who helped us though too, Josh, for this gift entry, including none other than Tricasius, the man of Gilby, the Walt
star.
Disney, the Walt of Disney, the Walt of Disney, the Walt of Gilby. He is Walt of Gilby.
You know what? That's a good idea for another GIF film, actually, if you think about it.
It is. So,
we just gave it away.
I know, but a big shout out to him and a big shout out to everyone who joined us as well, Josh, for that event that we hosted in Gilby and helped us out with everything, taking directions from both of us. No, walk this way, walk that way. Look at your phones here, look at your phones there, and find the cache this way. Pretend that you haven't seen this before, and pretend to be excited. So. Big shout out to everyone who helped us too. I will say that. So, yes, very
people
cool.
had a lot of fun. I think joining our GIF film, and I think they had confidence in us too, or else they probably wouldn't have shown up and given their time for us to point a camera at them.
True.
So, our film is called. I don't think we've told anybody on the podcast what our film is called. It is called "If You Hide It." ...
If You Hide It. That sounds very.
That's all we're gonna give. That's all we're gonna give away. If You Hide It. And we were listed. I think we're listed I'm not sure, Craig, if they're going to show the films in the order that they announced. They
do.
But they are.
Yeah.
I think we're in a good position. I think we're kind of towards the middle.
No, we're 5th out of 20. There's 20.
Oh, okay.
So we're like in the first quarter.
Yeah, so the people will still be excited about it. Like they won't be tired of watching GIFs. They won't be thinking, "Oh, when is this going to be over?"
Yes,
they're going to be still in it at that point. So I think our position fifth is pretty strong. I think that's a good position.
It is. My only worry, though, Josh, with being in the first half, is that we'll be forgotten by the end of it.
True.
So that's what I worry about. But either way,
let's hope that it sticks out well enough that people will be like, "Oh, that one was quality."
Yeah. I will say though, Josh, as always, like every single time, the last 5 years and 6, including this one, I was excited just to be in the final, mate. I'll be honest with you, I don't care any further in regards to winning or any of that sort of stuff. For me, we are already a winner because we made it into the finals, and everyone around the world gets to see our creative side of us, which they see a lot anyway. But this is different, though. Yeah. Do you find this is a different video that compared to what you normally make?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I mean, this is if you're submitting a GIF film, you got to kick it up a notch.
Yeah, you do.
Right? You can't just. I post a full video every week. I've done it for 14 years, and this needs to be kicked up a notch, and this certainly is. It's kicked up more than one notch. It's kicked up 5-10 notches.
Yeah.
We took a lot of time, a lot of thought, a lot of effort. Craig drove all the way up here. Craig drove practically to Canada to get on site. We couldn't just do this anywhere.
No.
And so I'm excited. And I'll announce this right now for the first time. I'm going to have my own GIF event here in Minneapolis. Wow. Yes, it'll be November 8th. And get this, I thought, if I ever make the finals of GIF again, I am going to host it in a movie theater. So it's going to be a movie theater. I've already got it booked, and it's really excited. So if you're around Minneapolis, November 8th or somewhere near here, come on down. Come on down. It's going to be cool. You're going to get to watch the whole reel on the big screen in a nice chair.
And if you're in the southern part of the good old US of A, then there's a possibility, which I can't confirm nor deny at this point in time because it's still in the works, but I am looking at hosting a GIF event too down here in Alabama. Sweet home Alabama. In that GIF week as well for that time frame also. And I'm also, Josh, in talks right now with a theater as well, a movie theater.
Yes.
So
yes.
So
we might have to make a little intro video that we could use at both of our events. You know what I mean?
I don't know
like a welcome.
I don't know if you can do that because it depends on the movie theater.
You can do whatever you want.
No.
You can do whatever.
I'm talking about a movie theater.
You give them the reel.
You need the reel for the movie theater. Yeah, and the movie
certain format.
Exactly. You can't just play it from your computer, Josh. So it's a certain format.
Maybe I should hold it in my driveway on a sheet.
No. Anyway, Josh, I will say I've got one more. Upgrade.
I have one more too.
Oh, you do? Wow. So let's just do 2 upgrades today and no delays.
No delays.
No delays. 2 upgrades each. That's cool. I like that.
What's your upgrade?
Okay, my other upgrade is Josh, I do believe that you've heard about the turkey trot coming up in November as well. The turkey trot. If you haven't heard about the turkey trot, what the turkey trot is I'm on another podcast, the geocaching podcast, the GCPC, the only live call-in geocaching podcast in the world. That's every Wednesday night. We are hosting over the the Thanksgiving long weekend. Yeah. We're doing the ET Highway where we're all going.
Oh, that's so much fun.
And Josh, I'll say this is not caching for everyone because we're all in separate cars. We're all doing the big leapfrog thing. So, we're going to find 300, 400, 500 caches each car and then log 4,000. That's the thing because they're team stamps. That's
as a team.
It's a team stamps. But if that's not the way you cache, that's fine. It's not normally the way I cache at all. I've never done it before, so I'm actually looking forward to something different. But in preparation for that, Josh, I got myself some flash tags.
Nice.
So yeah. So
That's awesome.
if you come along to the turkey trot in November, because I only got enough for those people attending the turkey trot too. So
did you get 88?
88.
Is that the number?
That's the number.
88 miles per hour.
88. I thought you'd like that. So that's my upgrade, Josh. It's a really cute looking flash tag. Very, very different. I'm actually sharing the flash tag with another player, Josh. So I'm sharing it with someone else too. So. Oh. There you go. If you want to find out who, then you got to come to the turkey trot and get one for yourself.
Does it have a turkey on it?
Yes, it does. It does have a turkey on it, but on the side. The turkey's got on the sides. So that's right. So there you go.
I got another question.
Yes.
Are you going to stay at the Creepy Clown Hotel? We've talked about that hotel on this podcast.
We did. And I'm still awaiting the final numbers. October 1st, the final numbers come through. And then Scott's organising accommodations for like the locations for everyone in terms of where to book. So I do believe some people have already booked the Clown Hotel. Yeah. So good work to them. And I still would like to go and see it. Even if I can't stay there, I'd still like to go and see it too.
I looked on the map at the Clown Hotel. There's the hotel, but attached to it, of course, there's a haunted house attached to it.
There has to be.
I didn't know that. I saw that on Google Maps actually, because I was like, I wanted to see like what it looked like from space. Craig, I have a travel update for me.
Oh yes,
too.
yes.
I'm gonna get out of this state.
What?
Next weekend. Yeah. So it'll be on October 2nd through the 5th. I'm flying on down to San Diego, California for the very first time in my life. This is a bucket list location. I've wanted to go to San Diego my whole life.
You've never been to San Diego, Josh?
Never been to San Diego.
Wow.
Never been down there. Yeah, I've been to California. I've been in many spots in California, but I've never gotten to say sunny San Diego, California, the home of Podcasher, another geocaching podcast. And so down there's a block party that I'm going to. It is called Signals Island. Oh. The theme is Gilligan's Island. Yes, the theme's Gilligan's Island.
I like it.
Yes,
that's really cool.
So I'm going down there. I'm going to see the sites. I've booked, Craig. I'm traveling on my own. I don't mind traveling alone. Both of us. We've had a podcast about traveling alone.
We have.
And so of course I'm going to do all the geocaching stuff, but I'm in San Diego. Like I need to do the things. Balboa Park, everybody tells me, is a big location. You have to go. That's very close to the San Diego Zoo, the world famous San Diego Zoo. Not sure if I'll get there, but I'm going to do some cave kayaking.
Oh,
right off the ocean.
Oh,
so I booked a tour for myself.
Yep.
Where we get to kayak through these caves. So I'm really excited about that. The pictures look amazing. And if you're going to Signals Island, meet me there. I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
And if you're thinking about going, it's Monday now as you hear this, and Thursday I'll be on a plane heading to sunny San Diego. They say the weather's beautiful this time of year down there. So that is a big upgrade for me. I'm really excited about that.
You did invite me along, Josh, but unfortunately I'm actually hosting my own event here in Alabama next weekend as well. So on Sunday where if you haven't been to Bamarama, the mega event that they've hosted here the last 4 years in Alabama itself, then you're missing out, I'll say that. But one of the side events they have at Bamarama is at the Two Laura's Bonfire. You remember that, Josh, don't you? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So great location.
That's where my event is on the Sundays.
Oh,
Two
cool.
Laura's Bonfire.
That's going to be so fun.
So much fun. Laura, at the moment, she's one of the Lauras, because there are two Lauras, and they're together. They're a couple. They're redecorating. They're redoing their fire pit, their fire ring. So I'll be interested.
It's already nice.
I know, but
it's going to get better.
It's
wow,
going to get better apparently. So, or either that, or it's just going to be different. So, we'll soon see. Anyway, mate, because I can think to myself,
one more thing.
Yes,
this is another upgrade for me because I just realized this.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to get a geocaching souvenir at Signals Island that you're not going to get.
I know. I thought about that too, but I wasn't going to say anything because you're going to brag about it.
And here's the thing, Craig, get this. It might be my 400th souvenir.
Oh, wow.
Souvenir 400. That's a milestone souvenir for me. Yeah, that's a lot of souvenirs.
That's really cool.
That's more than most.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that.
More than me. I've only crept on you only a handful over this last 12 months. Only a handful.
You've crapped. I mean, you've been to a lot of block parties.
Seven block parties
I did not
go
to. Yeah.
7 block parties for me.
I've only been to, I think I've been to one. I think I just went to West Bend. I think that's it. Now it's going to be Signal.
Yeah.
Signal's
so
Island. So it'll be 2.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should get to our
topic. I was going to say, here you are. You're going to have some beers when you go to San Diego. I'm going to have some beers at the Two Laura's bonfire. Now, speaking of beers, Josh, we're going to talk about craft breweries, travel, how they coincide with each other. Let's get into it. Let's dive deep and let's have a brew to enjoy it too. So what are your thoughts, Josh, on craft breweries and travel? How do they stick together?
Well, it's just really interesting because we have very different kind of, I don't know how to say it, attitudes, approaches, tastes, for certainly tastes when it comes to beer. But yeah, we have a little bit different approaches, but at the same time, we have some similar approaches. So here's the thing. I'm not ashamed to admit it. First of all, I love breweries.
Yeah.
So anytime both you and I travel, we always check the app Untapped, or we just Google breweries nearby.
Yeah.
And we check them out because I love breweries. And we're going to talk about many of the reasons I love to go to breweries, especially when we're traveling. But here's the thing, and I don't know if there's anybody out there that can relate, but I don't love beer.
You go to the breweries for the ambiance.
For the ambiance, for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, a lot of reasons.
And you know what? I think that's okay because there might be some people listening here being like, I don't go to breweries. I don't really like beer. It's not just about the beer.
No.
It's about other things as well. So I love going to breweries. I don't love the beer. I drink the beer, and basically I drink the beer just because I just want to be a part of the, it's peer pressure. I just want to be a part of the cool kids.
Is it peer pressure
or part of the crowd?
Or is it beer pressure? So
Yep, it's beer pressure.
It's beer pressure.
It's both.
I like it.
So I love going to breweries, but I don't love beer, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Because not only do I love breweries, I also love the app Untapped. I love the gamification of breweries, and we're going to talk about that too. So those are the two reasons. I love lots of aspects of breweries, but then I love logging my beers and logging my locations. That's so fun for me.
And Craig, if you're anything like me on the other side of the coin, and that is that I really enjoy the different types of beer. I will drink when I go to breweries, Josh, and they say to me if I want a flight, and they ask me, here's a list. I say to them, sometimes I'll say, you pick for me. And I'll get the beer tender to choose. And they say to their shocked face, what do you like? I always say, cold and wet. Anything that's cold and wet, I'll drink. Exactly right. To the point where if you're like me and you enjoy that too, and you like listening about beers as well, don't forget, Josh, there's another podcast out there which I'm proudly a part of as well, along with Courtney, Mecca MN, and that is the Brewery Adventure podcast. And that specifically talks just about breweries though, and they talk about the ambiance there too. So they're the same. Yes. They're the same. They love the ambiance. They love the culture of craft breweries. It's very, very different, Josh, to like a restaurant. You know what I mean? Like a restaurant, you have to sit down, or even at a bar. Some bars aren't too. Breweries, I find, they're a lot more open. They're a lot more spacious. They're a lot more fresh feeling. They're a lot more, I feel like they're cleaner than some bars. I'll say that as well. They really are. They look after their place too. So.
Yeah. And different than restaurants too. And we're going to talk about that. They're much more social.
Yes.
Like when you're in a restaurant, you just go to your table, you sit down, you order, and you talk to the people that you came in with.
That's it.
At breweries, you grab a beer and you kind of walk around. Yeah. And you kind of talk to people.
Yeah.
And if you're alone, I know you do this almost every day, Craig. You just talk to strangers. And we're going to talk a little bit about that because there's a lot you can learn about the communities that you're traveling to by going to some of these bars. So that is our approach with breweries. And we're going to talk a little bit about what about breweries? How can breweries enhance your travel? Why do craft breweries belong on your travel list of places that you need to go? And we'll talk about a couple other different things. We're going to talk about the app Untapped, and then we're going to talk about Harvest Host, which is something that you are a part of that has, if you're talking about breweries and travel, that's it. We can have a whole show just about Harvest Host. So
not sponsored.
We can't have an episode, not sponsored. But if you're listening.
Well, why don't we start off, Josh, with why craft breweries belong on our travel list? I can say that right now, as I said before, and that is you go to places where other like-minded people are and other friendly atmospheres. It's never dark and dingy. It's always a way to, other travelers are normally there as well. So there's other people there who are by themselves, whether they be solo like me or in a couple, like in an RV sort of style too. So you get a lot of that. And you also then get a lot of the locals turn up there as well.
Yes.
So absolutely.
Yes.
Just quick story then, when we go on that, is one of the breweries I went to in Colorado, Josh. It was a Harvest Host. That's one of the reasons why I was there. I turned up early in the afternoon. I sat at the bar. I spoke to the barman, and the owner was there too. I had a lovely chat with all of them in regards to the beers. And then all of a sudden, Josh, it's a big roller door there at the side, and he's like, "Oh, here's Jim now." And Jim pulls in. Jim comes up. He says, "Here's your beer, Jim." Doesn't even say, just literally his own mug, his own beer. Doesn't even have to order it. Here it is, Jim. And as Jim's starts to drink his, he looks out and goes, "Oh, here's Lou. Oh, here's Joe. And all the locals come in one by one, and they all knew each other. And so I'm there as the outcast, and they're like, "Who are you? Why do you sound funny?" And so we started talking from there. But yeah, it's meeting the locals for me as well, and the friendly atmosphere that they belong. So for me, it's gathering in places too. What else do you think, and why does it belong on your travel list, Josh?
Well, a part of meeting the locals, when you go to a hotel, like a fancy hotel, they have the concierge. The concierge.
Yes.
That the person that stands there, and they know everything. They know all the restaurants. They all know all the places you should go. So the value of being able to interact with the locals is that they know their community. They know the restaurants. They know the places, fun things to do. So this is a place to get straight from the horse's mouth what is unique and great about their community. So that is really a great place to meet locals. In a restaurant, it's different. You're going to be just sitting with your party. You're not going to be mingling.
By yourself
you're not going to be, or you're by yourself, and you're not going to be mingling with the community.
No, definitely not.
Another reason, Craig, that I love breweries, and this is just also different than restaurants. These are entertaining, creative hubs.
Yes.
Every time I go to a brewery, there's always something going on. There's music sometimes. There's open mics. Oh my gosh, Craig, we got a story. I don't know. Did we talk about this on the last podcast? We went to Hacklemore Brewery in Chanhassen, Minnesota.
Yeah.
If you remember this.
Yeah, I remember.
And we walk in there. We have the beer. There's a bar area. And we peek around the corner, and there's a bunch of basically moms.
All moms.
Suburban moms.
With some of them with actual babies in strollers as well.
Yes. Suburban moms drinking their beer, playing bingo. And you might think, oh, bingo, that's normal. No, this was plant bingo. They were playing for plants, like house plants. And the guys that were the callers were wearing, they were plants.
They were plants.
And Craig, now that I'm talking about, we talked about this on the last episode. Remember I posted the picture.
We only touched on it because you posted the picture, but we only absolutely just touched on it too. But that's a good point, and that is that nowadays, gone are the days where breweries are just for men. You know what I mean? They are for women. They're for couples. They're for everyone. They're for young. They're for old. They're even for their four-legged furry friends in most cases as well. You can bring your dog along to breweries too. So
that's nice.
It's so nice in comparison. So and again, if you're a traveler, then that's always a good thing. If you travel with a pet, that sort of thing too, then you can always bring your pet in 90% of the time to a brewery as well, or there's some area or location. Just to give you an idea, Josh, again, I was recently out at one of the breweries. I can't even tell you where I was now.
I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere.
There's so many. But this one was I remember it was called the Bassett Brewery. And they had, like, you walk in one area and that fully dog friendly. Everywhere in there was dog friendly. Josh, they had, how in the corner of a, like McDonald's, so you have like the kids play area and stuff too. They had a dog play area where dogs could just go and play with each other, dogs funny. And so on too. And it went to an outdoor section for the dogs. They had the ramps going up and down and the little tunnels so the dogs can go through the tunnels, and also so they actually had a dog play area and outdoor area too. So Bassett Brewery, I think it was called. Love that too. Love that. You know. So
here's also another reason why breweries are great for travel is because a lot of times the breweries, I love when the breweries are themed. Often these themes represent, they represent where you are. So there's up here in the Northland, there's a lot of breweries that are like Nordic and like, represent our community Vikings. And our heritage. Vikings and our heritage and the Swedish men out in the fields getting the wheat to make their beer and the yeast. Anyway, I have no idea what I'm talking about because I don't know anything about beer. But yeah, it gives you get a sense of like, oh, this is what's important to this community. So you can actually learn a lot. You can learn about the community at some of these breweries.
Yeah, I find the same thing, Josh, down south. So around Alabama, especially around the Gulf Shores, Alabama at the moment, that's where I am, but also around Florida as well, especially around the Keys and that sort of thing too. Is you get a lot of that ocean look with it. So there's seashells on the walls and stuff too. There's big fishing nets and stuff hanging and draped over everywhere, and oars and whatever, life jackets, life vests, all that sort of thing too. But also, Josh, most of these breweries, they take pride in their brewery itself. They take pride in how it looks, and they also take pride in naming the beers.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I love is the originality of a lot of these brewers out there who name their beers different things. Josh, there was one brewery I went to down south in Florida, and I'll tell you now, it was because, breweries, they're mostly meant for people who can drink alcohol, so 21 plus here in the US. Right. And so they're adult, 99% adult. So these were all not safe for work names of beers. We'll just say that.
Oh my gosh!
Every brewery.
I'm sure you had a field day.
Oh, I did.
You had a field day on Untapped, I'm sure.
I had 3.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
3 flights. I had 3 flights because there was 15 taps there available. So I had to have 3 flights of 3 or 5 each. So
all 15 beers.
All 15 beers because I wanted them all on my Untapped. So.
Oh my gosh!
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you're not a beer drinker like me, primarily, I'm exaggerating. I drink beer every time I go to a brewery. But if you're not a beer connoisseur and you're wondering what should I drink, just pick your favorite name. Just pick the favorite name of beer. There's a beer here locally, Bricksworth beer here in Burnsville, and they had a summer shandy. And I've talked about before that I love the Andy Griffith Show. Like, it's one of my favorite old shows.
Yep.
And they named that beer the Shandy Griffith Show. And I was like, I'm ordering the Shandy Griffith Show every time I go here. And it was a really good beer. It was like more lemonade than beer almost.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of beer I like. The more beer is like Kool-Aid, the more I love it.
and I will say that, and again, every single brewery that I've been to, they offer tasting beforehand as well before you order your beer. So if you go up there and you say to them, I'm not really a beer drinker, they'll always ask you, what do you drink normally? What's your flavors? And then they'll offer you an actual sample of that beer itself, of different ones, and they'll give you different tastes and different flavors, and then you can pick which one you want as a full beer. So that's pretty cool too. But also going on to that, Josh, as well, do you recall that recently when I was up in Minnesota for the Munsey Mania, and you, myself, Minnesota boy, and Rob Vardaman, the president of Munsey, we sat around because I got some takeaways, Josh. Remember those takeaways? Now there was a big bottle. I got a big bottle of one beer. It cost me $35 for a bottle of beer. Yes, you heard that correctly. Yes. $35 for a bottle of beer. But it was worth. What was the name of that, Josh, too? Because it was
that beer was Holy Schnikes.
Holy Schnikes, that's right.
Because it was based off of Tommy Boy and
that's right,
Chris Farley.
That's right, Chris, and it was actually Chris Farley on the label too. So
yes, plus it was great.
Plus the label was numbered too, so you knew, and it was the lid was wax dipped as well. So the lid was actually wax dipped too. So it was a very, very deep, thick beer. It was a 15.5%. So it was quite a heavy beer.
I had it. It was basically like drinking a whiskey neat, just straight up whiskey.
That's true. But Josh, how can people? This is another question. Then, how do people go about looking for an actual good brewery whilst they're traveling around? What do you do? You said before you either you look up Google or Untapped. Yeah. What else do we do from there?
I mean, it's as simple for me. I just use my Apple Maps. And I just do breweries near me, and it pops up.
Yeah.
And what's so cool about breweries is that almost no matter what the size of the town, if the town is 10,000 people or more, it likely has a brewery. And so, and that's the main way I find them. And then I'll click on it and I'll maybe read some of the reviews, or I'll see if it has food, because, pairing some of these breweries have really great food.
I was going to say, some of the breweries and the food they have, the ones I love the most, Josh, are actually the food trucks that come out the front.
Yes, I was just going to say that.
They rotate their food trucks sometimes because I feel, and here I go, I'm going to take your line, Josh. Well, no, I'm not, but you understand what I'm saying. And that is that these food trucks, they are really good at what they do because they are very proud to have these things, whether it be a Mexican feel, whether it be a, Indian feel. I've had Indian. I've had, what else have I had there? Vietnamese even at one time. I had like those pho bowls, all those.
Yes.
And you think to yourself, how does that mix with beer? Absolutely. It all mixes in your belly, so it's okay. It all tastes delicious. So, but
And what's really cool about supporting those food trucks is that that's like supporting a local diner.
Yes.
We always talk about like, don't go to the chains, like experience the home businesses, the mom and pop places, and these food trucks, they are not chains. They're people that pull up and and it's usually very good food because whatever they do it well.
Yes.
It's like they do that one thing well.
Yes.
And whether it's pizza or
tacos or
Asian food, tacos, whatever it may be. So the food, that's another reason. It's like you could go out to dinner, or you could double dip and go to a brewery and also have dinner. So when you said when I'm looking for it, I'm saying if I'm hungry, if the place has food. I know we've been to some places where they said it's a brewery. We've talked about this on our Geo Woodstock episode. They said it's a brewery, but it was mainly a restaurant.
Yes, that's right. It was too.
But most places are breweries first.
Yeah.
And then there's something they do really well. So Bricksworth here in Burnsville, for example, they do wings. It's like the wings, and they're so good. And they do wings and pizza, and they do that really well. And so, that's how I pick is I check out all the breweries, and then I go through the reviews and see what they got.
Because in most cases as well, I find that when you do that Google lookup or the Apple Maps, whatever it might be, then sometimes they've got photos there as well. I always say this, if you see one of those big silver vats inside the brewery where they actually brew the beer, it's going to be a good time. It's going to be
you're in a good place.
You're in a good place. That's exactly right. Yes. I mean, you're not going to be in a restaurant. There's no such thing as restaurants when they've got big silver vats in the corner, that sort of thing too. So, or behind a big glass door, and you sit at the bar and you look through the glass and you can actually see the brewers themselves are there testing the beers while you're then drinking one. Like that's pretty cool.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Authentic.
Very authentic.
Yes.
Very local. You can't get any fresher than that either. So they're not.
Yeah, and you think about it's a product. Yeah, it's a product of that town.
Yes, exactly.
Right? It's different than like I'll have a Budweiser. You know what I mean? Like
I know
you're supporting their town. This is actually something from their town, which that's really really like. It's like kind of different than tap rooms, and tap rooms are fine too. But even if I go to a tap room or if I go to a bar, Craig, what do we usually do? This is what I do. I'm like, what's the local beer? What's the closest brewery? Yeah. And because we can't always get to the brewery, but I want to have that beer from that place. We were in Pittsburgh. I think we were in Pittsburgh at that tap house. Oh, you weren't with us. That was just Robin.
It
was Robin, Minnesota boy. But we were at a tap house, and we're like, we want the beer that's local to here. So that's one thing. I find myself doing. Also with food, I'm going to back up a little bit. Up here in Minnesota, it is so common to have prizes and giveaways. The biggest prize and giveaway at breweries, at least up here in the Northland, I don't know if it's like this all over the country, meat raffles.
Yeah.
Meat raffles. I don't know. Craig, you were up here and we ran into a couple meat raffles, just like, and basically what a meat raffle is, if you don't know what it is, the brewery works with a local butcher and the butcher comes in and they just bring slabs of steak and beef sticks and
sausage,
you name it, beef jerky, just sausages.
And sometimes cheese as well. Like they get the local cheese too.
Yeah, and they raffle it off, and you could walk away. You could walk away with some local meat. It's very common.
And what I like the way they do that too, Josh, is basically you buy a beer and you get a ticket in the raffle. You don't have to go and buy the raffle ticket separately. Some places you may have to, but the ones I've seen, no, you buy a beer and you get one raffle ticket for that beer. And so, you're supporting every way there, and the brewery's supporting the butcher's supporting, the locals as well. So absolutely. And even to the point where, Josh, I recently stayed up near Duluth in Minnesota as well. A great place, Duluth, up that way. But I stayed at a Harvest Host. Now, the Harvest Host wasn't a brewery. It was on a farm. It was a working pig farm. of which I stayed in the open area paddock near the portable pig pens that they had. No smells, no smells at all. It was actually beautiful.
Oh, wow.
It was really gorgeous. And, I went and walked around the pigs' pens for a little bit there and whatnot, and then came back and started cooking my dinner. And then I heard out the side of the van, what happened? A whole bunch of them got out of their pens. So I had to message. I had to message the farmer and say, "Are these supposed to be running around open?" And he's like, "Oh no, I'll be up in a sec." So him and his son came up, and then I spent the next hour laughing, watching them wrangle these pigs back into their pens.
You're not going to get that experience at Applebee's.
You won't. But to then push it to the breweries, he asked me as well, because he's obviously a local. He said, what are you up to tomorrow and stuff too? And I said, oh, I love breweries and I wanted to go to a brewery in Duluth tomorrow. He said to me, you've got to go to this particular brewery. I think it was Elsa or something it was called. He said, Elsa Brewery. There's 3 or 4 in Duluth, but go to Elsa. And the reason for it, he says, because they buy all my meat, you see, and they do delicious pizzas. And he said they have my sausage on one of their pizzas. So what do? The next day, Josh, I go up to Duluth. I do a few geocaches around Duluth and the Munsies around Duluth, go into Elsa, and I sit there at the bar and I'm there talk to the bar lady, and I said to her, I want that pizza. And she's like, oh, yep, no worries. That's a fan favorite. I said, I stayed at that farm last night. She's like, what? I said, that farm where the meat came from, like Porky Pig. I was patting Porky Pig yesterday, and now I'm going to eat him today. So
yeah, you were wrangling him.
Yeah, exactly, making sure they get their exercise in. See, so, but that's what I mean in terms of, and we talk about locals. Knowing locals, doing local things, and supporting locals in general too. So I had a great time.
Craig,
good memories, Josh. Good memories.
Yes. What is your favorite part of the atmosphere of a brewery? Like what about it? When you think of a brewery that you really enjoy, what do they have inside there? Like what is it like? We've talked a little bit about that, but I can think of a couple things that is kind of common to breweries that I really enjoy. Is there anything that comes to mind for you, like right away?
For me, it's always to be rustic. I like the rustic look, whether it be open brickwork, for instance, like you feel like you're down in a dungeon, that sort of thing too. I was in a brewery in Wisconsin, and I felt like I was actually in a dungeon. The bricks themselves were old school bricks, like open brickwork. They looked absolutely gorgeous. So, anything rustic looking like that. But the one that I went to in Wisconsin, and going to divert just a little bit here, what they had on the wall. Have you heard of the mug club, Josh? Because some of these breweries have these mug clubs. They're for locals.
Yes, you buy a mug, and then you can go in, and then when you get your beer, you get it like discounted.
You get $1 off your exactly right. You get $1 off your beer every time, and you have your own mug. So I've seen it a lot, and sometimes the mugs, they're all like Stein sort of style, like they're silver Stein, they're glass. I've seen glass ones as well, but these ones, Josh, they were all hand spun pottery. Every single one looked different. Every single one had the actual their name on actually in the pottery, engraved in the pottery itself. And the reason for it is next door is the lady who does all the pottery and hand spins the pottery. That. So again, that's local, supporting local. And to the point where I was actually talking to this one gentleman, and he's a local. He's part of the beer mug club as well, and he's had his, but his didn't have a handle on it. It looked kind of like it's just like a pottery glass. And I said to him, like yours look. I was talking to him about the mugs and stuff. I said, yours looks different. And he said, my handle broke. Like after the first week, my handle broke, and the rest of it bounced on the floor. He said, but none of it broke. He said, but I love this so much, I'm not going to replace this at all. So they offered him a new mug. He's like, no, this is the one I want. So now he just has no handle on his Stein. And but again, he says that's unique to me. That's me. You see, so there you go.
Right.
So locals again, but no, very rustic. Getting back to your question, Josh, very rustic sort of style. Whether it be open bricks, I like woodwork as well, like all timbers and the open ceilings. For instance, I've said before, I like to see vats, the silver vats as well. I like to see that sort of stuff too. And I will say I've been to a few breweries where they have the open bar area, the bar top, and the bar top has been absolutely magnificent looking bar top. I'm talking like a full slab of timber cut from top to bottom of a massive tree, and it starts as really wide and gets really thin as it goes all the way down to the tip of the bar.
Yes.
Things like that. That for me, that's what makes it a brewery as opposed to anything else.
Yes.
Yeah. What about you?
I think for me, because I live up here in the north, we spend a lot of time indoors in the winter. So I'm a real big fan of a really nice patio.
Oh, yeah.
And be able to sit out under the stars on a nice night. So I'm a fan of patios and beer gardens. Anytime we can get outside in Minnesota, that's a big plus.
That's fair enough.
I also love breweries where there are things to do.
Oh,
so a lot of breweries have like
games.
Bags or cornhole games. I'm a real, you know this, Craig, and this is pretty common to breweries. And almost different than arcades. Like I used to like arcades, but I really love pinball, Craig. And for some reason, a lot of breweries have pinball machines.
Yeah, because they're old
which
school.
Is really like, it's just really kind of old school. So we've done many a pinball game, even breweries. Even like when we went to West Bend to the last brewery, we played pinball. I don't know. I think it's kind of unique to be able to play old fashioned pinball, and it seems like a lot of breweries have that. So I do like breweries where I'm able to like have things to do. I liked a good trivia night from time to time.
Yes.
Trivia night is very common in breweries. I love touch tunes. I love being the DJ.
The DJ for touch tunes. I've heard you done that a few times.
For the brewery I'm at. I love that.
Yep. Yeah. Well, that reminds me of one of my stories as well, and that is I went to obviously another Harvest Host brewery. It was, and again, I think it may have been in Colorado. I'm not 100% sure. It might be in Iowa. Anyway, I went there as a Harvest Host. Walked in, it was quite a large brewery. It looked really nice. It had a massive big beer garden area. Beautiful. The night was going to be a stunning night as well. And then, of course, it starts to get more full and more full. And the bartender said to me, look, there's trivia on tonight as well. I said, oh, okay. And she said, like, mingle in. And I went, oh, no, I'm right. I said, I'm right. I'll just sit and watch, And so I sat out and whatever for a while. And then the DJ guy come over, the host of and he comes over to me. He's like, are you here alone? I said, yeah. He goes, do you want to join in with someone? He goes, there's a team over there. And so he then introduced me to someone else. And I went over to the other team. I said, g'day. They're like, where are you from? and push comes to shove, Josh. We got 3 questions all about Australia or New Zealand that no one else got, that I found was so easy. It was perfect. So I felt like I was actually contributing then to the team because,
because you were struggling on the American pop culture questions, I'm sure.
No, the American football questions I struggle more on. American baseball, American sports I struggle more on than pop culture. But I know what you mean. So things like that, Josh. Funny. They have those at breweries. Again, you don't see those at bars or at restaurants. So.
Yes, for sure.
Absolutely.
Craig, let's talk a little bit about the 2 things. And you are really an expert at these 2 things. And that is Untapped and Harvest Host.
Yes.
Let's talk about Untapped first. And like, how do you use the app Untapped for your travel and for looking at breweries and finding what beers to drink? And if for those who have never heard of Untapped, and we've talked about it a lot here on this podcast, but basically it's kind of like it's a social media app for drinking beer and finding breweries and rating beers.
Yes.
Basically, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And so talk to me a little bit about how you use it in your travels and when you're going to breweries.
The best part, or the easiest way to use it for the sake of finding breweries, is that Untapped have a paywall, of course, whereby it's free. It's free. You can use it as a free. There's a free option, but there's a premium option as well. I'm a premium member. And so those premium members give you extra things and extra statistics and extra badges and all these extra little bits and pieces. They gamify it more. But also at the same time, some breweries also pay into Untapped to become certified members of Untapped. And so you get extra badges if you drink at those particular breweries, that sort of thing too. I find Untapped does have a map feature where it features all like where you can buy alcohol from, basically, and beers from, or there's a button where it's specifically for breweries only. And so you can then have a look at the town which you're in, and you can flick around the 3 or 4 or 5 breweries that are actually in that town. And then if there's the little check mark basically next to one, you go, you know what, that's where I'm going to go because it's a check mark from Untapped. So.
Yeah, and what's really cool about those verified locations is that sometimes I believe Untapped maybe gives them a screen, or it's maybe a part of it. I don't know if they give them a screen, but anyway, you check into a beer and then your little avatar shows up on the screen.
Yeah,
I don't know why I love that. I kind of geek out over that. I don't know. I'm like, I feel so cool, especially people that don't know about Untapped. I'm like, hey, check that out. They're like, hey, look at that screen. My picture's up there.
You know how many times?
What? How'd you do that?
You know how many times, Josh, that I've filled that screen with just me on the bottom of that screen.
Like nobody else does.
No.
Nobody else uses it.
But yeah, as you said before, it is a social media app for beer drinkers, and being social means that you can have friends on Untapped as well. You and I, Josh, we're friends. I'm friends with Rob and Courtney and Tim. There's so many friends that I've got out there, but I've also got distant friends too. Like I've got friends in California, friends in New Jersey, friends throughout the world, even in Australia, that are on Untapped. And so when you drink a beer on Untapped, you can give it a rating, you can give it a description, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it, whatever it might be. You check in where you are, where you bought it from, what type of beer it is, the name, the whole lot. And so once you click OK and it sends through, you take a photo as well, and it goes through, then it goes onto the feed of all your friends' logs. And so I have many friends out there, Josh, you know where I'm going now, that read my descriptions because, Josh, normally if I'm by myself, especially if I'm by myself, I've got time up my sleeve. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't have to be social with everyone around me because there's no one else around me sometimes. And so to amuse myself, I'll use the description part to actually, I'll rate the beer, of course, but I'll also the flavors profiles that are there. I'll try and be a bit more authentic with what it tastes like. But at the same time, I interact where I am, the brewery that I'm at, and also the name of the beer into a little story. So I find a lot of people read that.
And usually they involve some sort of innuendo.
Oh, yes.
Which makes it funny. Or puns. Or that are innuendos as well.
Or literally, some of them are actual just a full verse of a song. And you got to work out what the song is from, that sort of thing too, because the verse of the song relates to the actual name of the beer sometimes. So things like that too. Yes. So that's how I use Untapped.
Yeah. Another thing too, from a person that I don't have a lot of knowledge about beer.
Yes.
One of the things I've been doing lately, and I haven't been doing it as much, but I've now been doing it lately, is I'll actually click on the brewery first, and then I'll read through all the beers and look at the actual ratings, and just because every time I go to a restaurant, what do I say to the server? Usually, I say, "What do people get here? Or what's special here?" And that's a way for me to know what beer there is special based on the ratings.
Yeah.
So that's a feature that I use. Too. And a premium feature that I'm very jealous of because I'm not a premium member for Untapped.
You should be.
Craig, this is very attached to travel.
Yes.
Craig, there's a section where you can open up a map of the United States, and it's like a heat map, and you can see there's bright. It looks like a bomb went off. I was like, wow, Craig, you've drank a lot in Colorado. There's just this big red splotch.
Yep.
So it tracks where you've been. It tracks where you've drank the most, pretty much. Which is kind of I don't know, it's a cool feature.
But one of the features I like as well, and I always lead people when they see my numbers, my actual raw numbers, how many beers that I've actually consumed in the past 3 or 4 years. It's a lot. It is. I'm over the 1,000, for instance, in the last 3 years. It's a lot. But in saying that, it also says the size of the beers that you have. And so, you know me, Josh, I love a flight of beers. Now, a flight is a taster size of beer. I have 5 in a flight. That's almost like just the same as 1 pint of beer. So, and then I can log 5 different styles of beer and 5 logs instead of just the 1. So that's how it works for me as well. So that's it. I'm just a bit of a disclaimer there too. That's I don't drink all gallons and gallons of beer.
I'm looking on Untapped right now. I'm trying to find your latest check-in to find.
Oh, that would have been here. And so you can check in as well at what they call at home. And you get a beer or something from a store or whatever, and you can actually log it as you're drinking it at home as well. So my home is in my van, and so overnight I'll have a beer sometimes in the van and enjoy it and log it from there. So that would have been the last one I've logged. It might even been an Aldi beer, to be honest with you, from a supermarket.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's funny. So Untapped, it's a lot of fun. And it's a great way to find breweries wherever you're traveling. It's a great way to keep track. When I went to Germany, it was really cool because I was at a different beer garden every night in a different location in Bavaria, where like this is where the birth of beer is. And it was really cool to be able to, I can go back and look at all the actual German beers that I got in Germany, which is just like really cool. It makes me very tempted to go premium because then I can see my heat map and I have some heat. I got some heat in Germany, which is kind of cool.
One thing as well, we will before we move on to Harvest Host, and that is, I know Rob Vardaman, what he loves, he's a premium member as well, but what he loves about it is that he'll look at the beer before he even drinks it itself, and he goes to log it. But before he logs it, you can actually check to see what other people have rated it in terms of overall,
your friends.
but not just your friends, but overall, like everybody around the world.
You can see your friends too.
And you can see,
say, oh my gosh, you say Craig actually drank this beer, he liked it, so maybe I'll like.
Exactly.
I like that too.
Yeah,
that's
so
really
so he does that a lot. He'll before he looks or rates his beer or even tastes his beer, he'll actually see, oh, this has got an average rating of, it's always out of 5. So he's got, this one's got an average rating of 4.1, which is actually a good rating average. And then he'll drink it and go, oh yeah, that's a good beer, and he'll rate it from there too. So yeah, that's one of the good features too. So there you go.
Just so everybody knows, just for the record, you have logged 1,534 beers.
Oh, I'm over 1,500 now. There you go. I didn't even
since 2022.
2022, 3 years.
That's only 3 years. Wow.
So divide that by 365. And tell me how many. Or divide that by 3 and tell me how many beers per
beers
year.
A day.
Yeah, how many beers per day?
So 365.
Remember, we're talking.
That's 4 beers a day, right? No, that's for just a year.
That's for a year. Then divide.
So it's at least 1 beer a day.
Yeah,
it's
at least
1.5 beers.
Average.
A day.
1.5 beers average.
Average.
But that includes taster sizes as well, like flight sizes.
Right.
My disclaimer.
Like, you went to that one place, sizes. You had 15.
15
check-ins.
Which is technically 3 pints of beer. That sort of thing too.
Right.
So.
Yeah. You're not a drunk. You're not an alcoholic.
No,
we're not advocating alcoholism.
No,
that's
not
what
at all.
This is about.
No,
it's
not
about
at all.
Travel. Speaking of travel, let's talk about Harvest Host.
Yes.
You've explained it on the podcast before. Explain it just briefly. What is it? And how is it connected to travel, and how is it connected to breweries?
Harvest Host is another app on your phone as well, and you pay for membership, a yearly membership, to be part of that Harvest Host. And the Harvest Hosts themselves, the people out there who own the businesses, they also pay a slight fee to get on the app as well at the same time, and then connects the two of you together. What that means is that you'll have at least 1 free night's accommodation in your van, your RV, your bus, whatever you stay in. You'll have 1 free night's accommodation in their parking lot, on their farm, wherever the space is that they have. Sometimes they'll have hookups, in terms of electricity and water, etc. Other times they have hookups for $10 or whatever. But yeah, you always get 1 night's free accommodation. Now, part of that is that they ask you, they say, look, if you're going to stay 1 night for free, then why don't you come and partake in a beverage or something to eat or something like that too. So,
darn. What a sacrifice.
I know. Now, Josh, I'll tell you this right now, and that is, a lot of campsites around the US, they're charging $50 and up per night just to park on their campsites. So why not use Harvest Host and spend $20 or $30 on a meal and drinks, which you would normally do anyway, and then get a free night's accommodation. So that's what Harvest Host is all about. Now, Harvest Host isn't just breweries. There's wineries on there. There's farm stays on there as well. There's so many different types. If you've got some open areas, then you can, there's places to stay. That one I was talking about near Duluth as well, the pig farm. The next morning, I went and saw him at his little farm shop and bought some delicious fresh bacon and some of this bacon back, it's called as well, which is like little chunks of uncooked bacon as well. Oh, Josh, it was so good. Yum, and of course, these are farms, so he's got some fresh eggs as well that weren't washed, for instance, so they stayed longer, fresher for longer because they don't
fresh
take
eggs.
Fresh eggs. So so things like that too. So that's what Harvest Host does. It puts the traveler in touch with those businesses out there who allow you to park overnight for free. So
how much is the membership a year?
So I'm not sure if you're a host, but if you're a member like me, it's $99 a year. You can give like $100
Craig,
a year.
Wow, this is the greatest, in my opinion. It seems to me, for a van lifer. Why would they not have this? This is the greatest deal in van life.
Absolutely, it is.
I mean, it is amazing. Think about it. A hotel room is, you can't get a decent hotel room for $100.
No, not at all.
For one night.
Not at all.
So this is a great deal. It takes you to some places. You're supporting local businesses. This is a win-win-win.
Yeah.
Idea. And so if you're out there, even you don't even have to be a van lifer. What if you could just be on a road trip?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure about car. I'm not sure about car. Like you have to actually put in what your vehicle is that you're traveling in.
Oh, really?
And I don't think they allow cars because they don't want. They need like an RV or van.
Even if it's converted, even if it's a converted sleeping car,
possibly, but you have to check because it's one of the things as well is that you have to be self-contained. In other words, have a bathroom.
Okay.
So so that you don't want to be sort of having to pee behind your vehicle.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Well, even and we should have one of these. We should have these like escape camper vans that you've experienced. We should have them on the show because
that'd be good.
That would be a great example of a place to park it if you would rent these vans that are already converted for living in. And Harvest Host would be a great solution if you were trekking across the country in a van life sort of situation. Wow. And Craig,
I've looked at Harvest Host. Unfortunately, I mean, I love them that much as well, but they don't even have referrals either. So it's like they don't need them because there's that many people are naturally referring anyway because people just really enjoy the app and they don't really need any more from it. So there's no real referral program. So, even if you contact us and go, oh, Craig, is there a referral code? Unfortunately, there isn't because you can't make any money from being a referral for a Harvest Host. Right. There's no affiliate marketing there. So there you go. Just look up Harvest Host.
So the big takeaway here, and this is what we want to do to encourage you, is next time you're planning your trip and next time you're visiting a place, don't just think of the landmarks.
No.
Don't just think of the restaurants. Consider the craft breweries because these places are local treasures. If we have not convinced you, these are great places to visit, to experience their community, their culture, to get inside knowledge about where you're visiting and really rub shoulders with locals where you can't really do that as much in a restaurant because you are kind of sequestered to just your own group typically.
Yep.
And Craig, I just realized this is a perfect time for this show. This is coming out on September 29th, which means in a couple days, it is October.
Yeah.
And what does October mean in the world of beer? It means Oktoberfest.
Of course.
This is the best time of year to visit a brewery because Oktoberfest, there's music, there's fun. This is a time to really visit breweries. So that's our challenge for you listeners. Get out there, download Untapped, check out a brewery. Even if you don't drink, they have like seltzers. They have non-alcoholic options. Some places make their own root beer.
Yes, they do. Yeah, non-alcoholic root beer.
So it's not
delicious.
Not just a place. And a lot of these places are family friendly too, which a lot of bars are not, but breweries are. Yeah, which is just really cool. That's another cool thing is that you can experience if you're traveling with your family. You can bring your kids, and that's really valuable if you're traveling with a family.
I'll say this too, Josh, and that is anyone out there who hasn't got Untapped or do have Untapped, download the app Untapped if you want to, partake in a beverage here and there and log it and gamify your drinking. And also then you can add Joshua, you can add me on your friends list as well, especially if you're a listener. And especially, Josh, if you're a patron member, because we give a lot back to patrons. So if you've enjoyed the podcast, Josh, how can people become a patron?
Yeah, people can reach out to us at the Treasures of Our Town podcast at gmail.com. Or if you'd like to support us, continue the free content, no annoying commercials. We're not gonna do any commercials for Miller High Life.
No.
But if you're listening, Miller High Life, we'll talk. We're not gonna do any commercials for Untapped, but Untapped if you're listening. But till then, we are fully supported by our patrons.
Yeah.
And we have extra content in there. And you can go there at patreon.com/treasures of our town and you'll get all the backlog of all the golden nuggets that we have shared over the past 3 years as well. And I'll say this, Craig, before we log off, I think they need to know our Untapped name. I am Mayberry Man on Untapped. Who are you on Untapped?
See my shell.
Perfect.
I know. I'm seeing my shell on everything, Josh. Everything's the same for me.
I should convert mine to geocaching vlogger.
But one more thing, Josh, as well, when it comes to patrons, and that is there may or may not be a possibility where something's coming to us, to Josh and I, very, very soon, an actual physical item as well. Several of the same physical items. One of our patrons who I spoke with in Colorado is kindly making something for us, and we may or may not have enough to sort of give out, but we'll soon see. We'll soon see and let you know. Keep you posted. If you want to be in the link, go to patreon.com/treasures of our town. Otherwise, Josh, how can people contact us if they want to chat?
Yes, like I said, reach out to us at treasuresofourtownpodcast@gmail.com, or you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or our Buzzsprout site. All you have to search is Treasures of Our Town Podcast. It'll come up first on Google.
Absolutely. So that's it for our show today. Please subscribe, rate, and review on your favorite podcasting app. And as always, Josh,
may your travels always lead you to the most unexpected and amazing hidden gems around the world. See you next time. Cheers.
Cheers.
Bros. Bros.